It's your boy Big Bird coming to you live from the Absolute Studios. Act like you got some sense. Smash the like and subscribe button. It goes a long way, helps the channel. We appreciate it. Also share the content, because that's what we do around here. We are in season 6. I repeat, we are in season 6. Whoever thought we'd make it this far? Talking some NFL, we also talk college football, we talk some college basketball, and we talk a lot about the NBA. Not personal attacks on people's personal life, but we also get some boxing in as well. Plus the hip-hop albums. So sit back, relax, get you some laughs in. This is Big Bird. What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Big Vern coming to you live from the App Stupid Studios. Countdown to Christmas. Who's happy? Who's happy? Who's not? Who's naughty? Who's nice? That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. However, got a great show lined up for you today on this frigid Saturday here in the Midwest. Going to talk some Sherrone Moore. What's out there? What we know right now, and he's out on bail. We'll go ahead and dive deeper into that. Kentucky, they've got a new defensive coordinator. I like the moves Will Stein is making, and pretty much Wildcats. You got something to be happy about. Also, we'll pivot to the NFL. We'll talk the AFC, the playoff race, as it exists right now. Remember, that thing is fluid. But we have the seeding, we have who's on the bubble, and who's already eliminated. We'll go through that. We'll respectively do that also in the NFC. So make sure you go ahead and stick around for that. Then TCU, the Horned Frogs. Yes, the Horned Frogs. They have a new OC. Yeah, they've got a new OC. I'm happy about it. Just who is he? What is his bona fides? We'll go through that. Then we got a story of what the hell. Texans minority owner Javier Loya. This is sad. This is on some next level. What the hell? Also, I think the thing that is public, that like puzzling to me, is why this isn't getting more press. If this was anybody else, this would be ran back to back to back to back to back. I'll explain why. We'll get at, like I said, we'll get after it. When we come back on the other side of the content, it's your boy Big Vern. Give me a rap album. What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Big Vern coming to you live from the App Stupid Studios, and we pushing a new rap album this month. The Game and DJ Drama, Gangsta Grills. Every movie needs a trailer. In stores now. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it be Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorites on the track is going to be Caviar and Cartier. That's pretty cold. That's pretty cold. Can I? That's dope too. With Eric Bellinger. Oh my God. Clown emojis. I feel like some of these dudes who got heat with me on these YouTube streets are clown emojis. Good enough. Quarter zips and matcha. Yo, that one was hard. Who did that beat? That was crazy. Coast Guards and Blood Tears. The Game and DJ Drama, Gangsta Grills. Every movie needs a trailer. In stores now. Yo, shout out to Gabe making it happen. Make sure you go ahead and get the new project, Gangsta Grills. Every movie deserves a trailer. We thought it was dope. So, not gonna hold you. Sherrone Moore, he was released yesterday. He's out on bond. And what he was charged with, I looked at it and I was just like, I'll go ahead and break that down. Now, he's got a third-degree home invasion stalking charge, breaking and entering, or entering without breaking after his detainment on Wednesday. And if you're looking at those charges, you're just like, that doesn't seem very serious. From the way that the rumor mill was in full swing, this dude was a menace, and not only was he going to harm himself, but he was going to harm others. Yeah, that home invasion charge is a felony punishable up to 5 years in prison with a $2,000 fine. That's up to 5 years. That's not saying that he's going to get a mandatory 5 years. So because he doesn't have a criminal record of any sort, he will probably be placed on probation. Now, the stalking and breaking and entering charge and misdemeanors, that's punishable in Michigan, up to 1 year in jail with a $1,000 fine and up to 90 days in jail with a $500 fine, respectively. So it looks like if anything's going to be passed down on this dude, he's going to go ahead and do in some sort of probation, might have to serve some community service and pay these fines. That's it. That's it. And how do you feel when you've been invested in the lies? Because lies need company. Lies need company. Anytime you get out in the public opinion and you start spinning things before everybody can get on the record, because remember, you can say whatever you want to on TV and you can say whatever you want to in podcast world and insinuate and then throw it back on. I got this off the local news, or I got this. Well, come on now. It's all lies, because when you go to court and you put those lies on paper, that's perjury. And none of those individuals are going to perjure themselves. None of those individuals are going to open themselves up for lawsuits. So be very cautious of what you consume. Also, if you're an avid TV watcher, you're not going to get this podcast, because I really don't look at TV. It's not really a backhanded compliment for these people, but I just find other things to do with my time. I'm an avid reader. You all know this. So I still get the hardcover books. I don't do audio books or nothing goofy like that, or, digital books. Now, I like pages and highlighting circles. I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd. However, you got to get the timeline right, because the timeline in here makes sense. Now, Michigan received a tip in October. Now they got a tip. It wasn't we got a Plan B test from an Uber driver and blah, blah, blah. Everybody ran with narratives. Michigan investigated this. So this would be a second investigation that turned up everything. But 2 months ago, back in October, both Sherrone Moore and Ms. Page, they both denied that anything was going on. So Michigan, they found themselves in a quandary. So because they found themselves in a quandary, they contacted an outside law firm to conduct the investigation. And upon that, the outside law firm, they went ahead and got in contact with Ms. Page, and Ms. Page turned over all of the documents. But you can't leave a step out, because according to the New York Post, she was terminated from Sherrone Moore's staff. She went from making $59,000 to $90,000 without any explanation or any new job titles or any new duties. So both attorneys for both of these individuals, they verified that this was a sexual relationship that went on for a couple of years. This wasn't a 3-month thing. This wasn't a fling, a one-off, a mistake. This had been going on for a while. So my thing, and just like the University of Michigan, it wasn't a problem as long as you was getting paid. It wasn't a problem as long as you was getting paid. The moment that you got fired, you became a jilted lover, and then you cooperated with an outside law firm and provided them information about Sherrone Moore. Because nowhere in those court filings does it say anything about her being pregnant. Nowhere in those court filings does it say anything about her being pregnant or him being violent towards her. Now, when Michigan was contacted by the law firm that they had everything in hand to actually suspend and fire Coach Moore, they wasn't going to suspend him because that's a violation of school policy. That's when things took shape. That is the line of deductive reasoning. And she was contacted Monday by the school, and then she presented her findings as well, and they backed up what she turned over to the law firm. And then he went over to her home, and breaking and entering, that was where people said, oh, the doors was kicked off the hinges. Well, it was entering without breaking. If that's one of the charges, then that means that she had to let him in. And then he threatened to unalive himself with a butter knife and kitchen scissors. Now, remember, the initial reports was that he was brandishing a knife. Come on, fam. You looking for attention when you start pulling stuff like that. Nobody is out here trying to harm themselves with a butter knife. Come on. And if you're having thoughts like that, please go get help. Please call any kind of prevention line to get some mental awareness. Anybody would be distraught after losing $14 million. Let's not play games. But my mom used to always say, 2 wrongs, they don't make a right. They don't make a right. two wrongs don't make a right. And so the fact that this person lied to protect you, and then when the law was called in, now this person seems to snitch on you, that's the definition of snitching. If you really want to if we really want to be real about it, the definition of snitching is that we are both engaged in something that's unlawful or that's prohibited, and we are getting the gains from that. Like I said, we're getting the gains from said action. However, I go and tell my story to the cops because I don't want to suffer the consequences. And that's just what this is. That's just what this is. There are no innocent people in this, because this woman knew he was married. This woman knew he had 3 kids, and she did not care, because this went on for a couple of years. So she's not a victim. He's not a victim, because he made the statement that my blood is going to be on your hands because you ruined my life. Yada, yada, yada. That's the statement of the jilted lover. That is a statement of a jilted lover. That sounds like a crime of passion if anything else was going on. And if you feel like that, then you were a little too emotionally invested in this. You should not have drug your wife through all of this public humiliation. And look at your kids. From a human standpoint, your wife can never believe anything you say. And that's hard. That's hard for any man who loves his wife and she believes deep down that you're a liar and a piece of trash. Also, what about your children? You have small kids. He's got 3 small kids. People talk. Parents talk. Children talk. Children only regurgitate what their parents say. This is horrible. This is horrible. So hopefully, Moore and his family, because he is out on bail, hopefully him and his wife can get some counseling for this. And his marriage was young. He's only been married since 2015. It's 10 years. A mature person doesn't want to throw away the life that y'all built. A mature person doesn't want to rip apart the kids. A mature man accepts the consequences of his actions. He's lost his money, which a lot of people are jumping up and down about, but Michigan still owes him, because of the contract, Michigan still owes him money for making it to a bowl game. So that's all the money that he's actually going to get, because he qualified for the bowl game before he got fired. But it's not about the money. It's about repairing the family. It's about fixing the family. It's about righting the wrongs. It's about confessing to that woman that you love and telling her that you made a mistake. Not only confessing to her, but confessing before God. Listen, you don't have to do that on my accord. But if you're trying to go ahead and fix your family, that's where you need to start. Football will be here before you. Football will be here after you. But that woman, that's the woman that God gave you. Those kids are the blessing that God has blessed you with. Why you would jeopardize this for ego, prestige, bravado? Trust me, it happens. It happens a lot. However, doesn't mean that you can't fix it. And I'd rather him fix it than walk around here holding his head down in shame. As long as that woman loves you and you can rebuild that trust, and you can actually, rebuild her trust and really help fix your marriage, that to me is the most important thing. Rebuild your image to your kids. That's who you need to be accountable to. Be accountable to your wife, be accountable to your kids, have repentance and remorse, be contrite, and the rest will work itself out. Because football fans, they don't care as long as they're winning. And if he gets another job somewhere else, congratulations. But fix that with your wife. Fix that with your wife. Fix that with your kids first. That's all that matters. Yeah, it's your boy Big Vern. Y'all know the drill. Get in the comments whether you agree or disagree. Let me know what's going down. It's your boy Big Vern. We'll be back.